into this. There we go. We've got our Zen Anna. Cool.
Hello.
Imagine the worst possible.
Ready for battle.
Hey,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Okay.
Peace be upon you.
So you're setting up like this. I already have an objection. This happens. Fine. Whatever. Okay. Harmony Orb came back. Did you hear that noise when your Harmony Orb came back?
Mm-hmm.
Ingrain this noise into your head. Because you should have a new Harmony Orb out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You're choosing to rotate through here. Yeah, okay. Your team went this way, I'll deal.
Gaze into the
Um,
eyes.
I already want to be hopping myself. Like, I don't know why you're swinging so
Mhm.
far out over here. I already want to be hopping myself up. Because you can hop from here up on the bushes onto here, where you've now got
Okay.
cover. They've now got to run through your team to get to you. I in no way want to get out to here. Maybe at some point I'd play from here, but do I, as the support, want to be behind that pillar? Does that feel like a place that I can be when my
No,
team...
they can easily turn around it and get to
Exactly.
me.
You've got to be here if your team is over here. You got it.
Okay.
No Discord. It hurts. It hurts my soul that there's no Discord or about, but that's okay. There we go. Reloading in the open. Okay. This one I'm actually okay with. We just won this fight pretty hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is the exact opposite of what I just told you before over here. Of, oh, don't feel like you can be here when your team is here. Now your team is going to be here. If you're going to contribute anything to this battle in the next couple seconds, it's going to be down here, you getting someone who's retreating or you getting someone who's staging as a pickoff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, you're just not going to be able to get up here, and if you do get up here, it puts you kind of close to them. So you could rotate up, like, here to play, and that could work, but I'd rather just be like, hey, let me get a cleanup kill, stagger them further, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, I didn't really want to be here, to be perfectly honest, but that's okay. I know this is showing my orb sensitivity settings, not yours, but like, that's discordable. That's discordable.
Okay.
You're in your front line. How did that happen? And you know how that happened. Like, you were up
Mhm.
here with your team doing this when we could have gone for our parting shots over here. If we don't find anything, we drift back and we just slide ourselves over to here, and we've got basically the same sight line. Or we go here and we've got basically the same sight line, but a lot more protection, and we don't have fall off on our projectile anyway. Oh boy. Sure. This is scary to me, walking through the open like this to get to this pillar and then not even going to the back of the pillar. Oof! Oof!
Oh.
need healing.
Okay, and you know they're over there, so you're either playing on pillar or you're going back to here, which you're going back to here. Fine. Okay. Okay, this is an option. I don't necessarily need to do this, but I can live with it. Yeah, so you see, you're kind of effective from here. It's not like amazing, but there's people that you can shoot at. You can sort of shoot up there. I'm not sure I needed to go up here, but I'll deal.
Mm-hmm.
Double kill.
That happens when you know, are sort of in the open.
Adversity is a greeting.
Over here.
Is there a Pharaoh on their team?
No,
Okay.
that was just like a I have nothing to do. Let me do this.
Okay, okay.
Like a bored walking back from spawn type
Sure,
of thing.
sure. So, are you aware that you've sort of won the fight, and that's why you feel you can go this way?
No, I don't think I was.
Okay. So,
But I think I might have seen my tanks over there
Okay.
and then gone, okay, let me go support them, but I don't know if if I knew the fight was won.
Okay. If you know it's one, you can sort of do what you did. If you didn't, well, now I don't like that you're pulling forward. Again, just like right back here. We've got our cover. We've got this. We can do our orb shenanigans. So be it. Little bit of a drag there.
Let them out.
Tranquility.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You got to be in your own front line? I see the window, but you know the window works just as well from back here. Oh boy. Oh boy. You are aggressive.
Immortality field down. Watch yourself. Immortality field down. Watch yourself.
I'm probably good charging right click here, but okay. And like, you know, I continue to not be thrilled about this because if someone opens this angle on you, you can't do anything. If someone opens this angle on you, you're just like literally like it's gonna take me 2 seconds to get anywhere, and I am purely counting on myself to eliminate anyone before they can eliminate me, or someone else to miss a lot of shots before safety. Like this is purely mechanics and no safety, no ability to react to getting hit by the first shot, to dodge the next, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Enemy contact.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Fine. I don't mind you getting aggressive. I would prefer that your aggression is like putting you here, not putting you here. But I don't mind you getting aggressive. Your team is getting aggressive here.
Just getting started. Experience tranquility.
Sure. Okay. So distance from opponents is generally speaking not as much as it should be, and then we're also just not playing tight on our cover when we are out there firefighting.
Okay.
One.
Now we're over to Anna. Okay, could deal without the jumping, but that's fine.
Go. I keep you healed.
You in generally have continued this rotation, so you do this, you're trying to make it there, whatever. Your D.Va shooting at something, right? So there's something in there. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to run into something back here. But I can heal up here pretty easily. I can heal my teammates up there until we've thoroughly won it. And I can also threaten across. Like, I'm good back here. I'm kind of rotating into danger here.
Name.
Sure.
Go. I keep you healed.
I assume that was to try to get the Genji.
Yeah, it was.
Great. Hey, deflect is over. So why are we looking this way?
Don't know.
Okay. So deflect is over. We know it's over. He threw shurikens at us. We want to turn and fight him. We can totally continue to retreat in this direction towards our team. Totally fine. But the ability to go, oh, wait, he'll sense your fear and he'll come after you. But no. More seriously, you actually keep him more honest with your weapon basing him. That's generally worth more than the 10% speed. In this particular situation, with 3 people looking at you, might it be better to run away with your slightly increased speed? Maybe, but I don't think you know that this Sigma is down here. Anyway, we'll continue. Aggressive.
My shots find their marks. Take your medicine.
What don't I like?
No cover by me at all.
Right. And, you know,
Out in the open.
you're not going to get punished for it this time. You might feel like, oh no, this is cover and this is cover, but you don't actually control these. You're not terribly close to them.
Take your medicine.
That was a bit of an aspirational nade. They're going to walk forward into it. Maybe. Where do you feel like you should be right now?
I should either be back up on the high ground or I should be back left in that little room area. Not like the room center of point, but that area right there. Yeah.
You could go here. That could be workable. It wouldn't have been the end of my world if you'd been playing on this, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, that becomes a threat, but it wouldn't have been the end of my world. Yeah, you can play back here. I can live with that. It becomes a little bit of a question of, are you sure your Reinhardt isn't going to push forward if you're back here? Because he can cut you off, and then you're pretty stuck. And kind of one of the benefits of being up here is that he can do that. But I can live with that. Be thinking about it is going to be infinitely better than, hey, we're in the open.
I have your back.
Okay, you're gonna get aggressive for this. Sure. Turn back for your Rhine. Okay, so this is good. You realize, hey, I want to check on these guys because I know the Hog is fighting them. I'm already done. I don't follow this deeper. I double tap D.Va to healer, and then I need to know how my Rhine's doing it.
Okay.
Because regardless of the fact that this is happening, D.Va has boosters, D.Va has defense matrix, and you might feel like, yeah, but Ryan has pin and Ryan has shield. Ryan is, we'll just say, a little more expectant of the healing. He's going to get more pressure on him. He's going to be holding the lane that more people are likely to pushing. You really can't keep your eye off of him for that long, unless there's a really good reason, like someone is on you. Healing D.Va isn't really a good enough reason. Like, if she gets hooked, yeah, throw stuff at her. If she gets in trouble, yeah, you can go, oh, she got hooked, let me nade both of them. Whatever, that's fine. Throwing a couple heals in there is fine, but really be hesitant to look away from Ryan for more than 3 or 4 shots at a time, which, even though you might not have spent, if we look here, 4 shots. So we're here. Okay. Checked on Ryan, he's fine. Okay, I have no idea how your Ryan is. Now I have a little bit of an idea. I can see he's in combat through the wall there. That's helpful, but like, you see how long it would take you to heal your Ryan if they're pushing your Ryan?
Yeah, it'd take a minute.
Right, and if they're not pushing your Ryan, they're probably pushing this way, and can you be standing here if they're pushing this way?
No, I'm directly in their line of sight.
Right, so either your Ryan's in trouble, or you're in trouble, or they're bad. Now, at this particular moment, it might be they're bad, but you see the problem, right? Cool. Ooh, that was slow. That's what I thought. Okay. Just be aware of the timing. I'm not opposed to sleep darting him here, but this. You already need to be. This is wind down animation. You, oh no, it's not wind down animation. Are you really locked out? You really were locked out of your sleep until you hit the button. Wow.
Feeling
Interesting.
sleepy?
Okay.
You're powered up. Get in there. I will keep you here.
Helden sterben nicht.
Walk it off.
Sure. We didn't really need that nade, but I understand why you panicked.
I've seen.
Okay. So this is what we sort of talked about before we started here. If your team is
Yeah.
choosing to forward hold, your team didn't lose anyone in that last team fight. Their team has lost people and is regrouping outside, which means you get to sort of punish their rotation forward. Usually you'd have to wipe them a little harder than this too, and your team might be forcing this a little bit, but your team is going for the forward hold, and you can't really do enough to help this. Like, maybe you can heal if you step just a little further off the edge, but you're gonna fall, and yeah, this isn't really what we want. Just pull yourself right on back to here. You're good. You can even put yourself in here. You can even get snarky and sneak over here to throw a nade into them, that sort of thing, but that's okay.
Okay.
You generally can either hold high ground or hold forward.
Let them out.
That was a little funny to watch. So you see the problem here, and I can see you calculating, like, what do I do? How do I get out of this? I need to throw the nade. I need the nade to hit the ground and splash and heal me before I hit the ground, or I'll get eliminated. And I can see you doing that calculation, and you might just be boned, except you're not. You see what your actual way out of this is?
There's a ceiling right above me I can use.
You can use Reinhardt, too.
Oh. And that.
You could use the ceiling above you to break it. You could use Reinhardt to break it. You might be able to get it off of this wall. Yeah, you've actually got options. It just doesn't feel like it. But like this is like, wait, there's something in my hitbox here. Wait a second.
Hello.
Not as young as he used to be.
Get back in the fight.
Okay.
This will heal you. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
I knew.
Okay, you were good. Sure. Consider that solved. Forget him. Deal with the front line. Good.
Tactical visor active.
Join me if you will.
This is over. Cleanup phase, brawl, whatever we want to call it. Good. Oh no. No nade, yeah. I mean, you don't use the nade.
I
You're-
could have.
Right, you could have naded on this wall to protect yourself. You could have naded on yourself to get, multiple people here. I don't really have a huge need for you to spend the nano. We're better off retaking with that if we have to, unless we actually see a good nano. Yeah, just the nade. And I don't mind how aggressive you got. You guys were heavily winning that fight. You wanted to brawl, wrap it up.
100%.
Okay, so we have this match. We're good with this match. Obviously, this was a one-sided match, but there's still some big things that we can see for you to work on. I mean, this really comes down to you, less so on this map, though somewhat, but especially on the previous map, you really play vulnerable with your positioning. You're really like, oh yeah, la-di-da, let me just walk around here, it'll be fine type thing. But especially on this first point here, we're really rough on like, wait a second, we would like to have our team between us and the opponents at most times. We would like to take advantage of the fact that our projectile has no fall-off range. That's fantastic. Yes, our Harmony and Discord Orb have application ranges, but we really want to take advantage of that. And you have the ability to out-frag some of these people, and that's why you're getting away with this. But we want to rely a little bit more on, hey, maybe we do that when we're cleaning up a 6v2. We're going to definitely do that when there's a tracer in our face, something like that. But mostly we're looking to go, hey, I can play from here and get 90% of my value, 90% of my offensive value with like 50% greater survivability. That doesn't mean you can't make exceptions and go like this, but that's you taking advantage of a cleanup phase. That's you being sneaky to do something, not you just hanging out here, which you do too much of. So those would be the two biggest things. Like, hey, you really still need to be tighter on your cover here. and you like as in having it at all in some of these cases, and we also really need you to adjust a bit further back. You're playing the no fall off projectile, or you're playing the grandma sniper rifle. Like those are the supports that we're talking about. That's where they play, further back and tighter on cover. There's more we can
Okay.
do in terms of, hey, we can recognize some of our nade opportunities a little bit, hey, we can be better about getting our orbs out, but that's the biggest, those are the two biggest things by far, this positioning and positioning, just in two slightly different ways. So do you have questions there, or shall we move on to the second code that
I
you
think
have?
that's. Oh, the window right there in the middle of the high ground. What
Yeah.
do you think of that as a BAP spot to be playing from?
As a BAP spot, it's fine. You can
Yeah.
play from here if your team is forward holding like this. You can play from here and do that. But generally, what's going to happen is your team is going to end up falling back and more using you up here, your team doing this. But you can initially be up here. Yeah, it's just usually your real fight isn't that right there.
Okay.
Usually that's sort of like, okay, we'll take it. If we don't like how it's going, we'll fall back. And then you end up more seriously playing back here.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for Oasis.
Okay, let's head over to King's Row then.
Now entering King's Row, ready for battle.
How y'all doing?
Behind you.
Ready for battle.
King's Row.
Mhm.
Where do you suggest setting up as Ana or Zen when you're defending this point?
Okay, so you've got some options. It depends a bit on where your tanks
Because
are going to hold.
usually
Go ahead.
I set up by the phone booth or in that little doorway
Yep.
right there.
Yep. So
And
it's
then or the spot right above it.
Yep.
That's usually where I go.
those are okay spots to start in. The problem that you run into is if this is this what your tank is holding? If this is what your tank is holding, this gets spammed at somewhat directly, somewhat hard. Yeah, you have a good angle to hit them, but they kind of get to shoot at you too. Yeah, you can drop grenades above, or at least you have a good angle. But like it's hard to, once you've taken damage, keep this open, and you don't get quite as much cover as you'd like. But it's okay. It
Yeah.
is an okay place to play. I don't have an issue with it. But usually what's going to end up happening is your team is at some point, maybe they're holding statue, maybe they're holding this corner, but if too much pressure comes on them, Reinhardt's peel back like this, right?
Yeah.
Well, shoot. That's sort of the problem we ran into before of like your team isn't between you and the opponent, and we don't really like that, do we?
We don't like that at all.
So this is okay. I definitely don't mind these spots, but then you sort of hit the awkward mid-fight stage of let me rotate across to here in the mid-fight, and I'm probably doing it while my team is under pressure. Now, my Reinhardt is probably shielding and backing, and they're probably focused on him, but it's a little awkward. So I don't mind this, but given that you're frequently going to end up over here, I also don't mind playing just a little more over, like here, using this as your cover and going, hey, I'm going to end up back here anyways. We need to control hotel with someone who isn't me anyway. So I'm actually okay playing a little more to the right to start. But these are perfectly valid start spots. You just
Yeah, that happened in a previous game as I was playing next to the phone booth and the enemy team had a Hanzo.
Okay.
And then I watched the replay of it. He misses our Ryan. Like he was aiming at our Ryan, misses him, and then it headshotted me. And I was like,
You got
okay,
hunted.
maybe this isn't the best spot to be playing.
Yeah, it's got that drawback for sure. And you definitely have some of the like, yes, I'm here, and it's like, or even I'm here, and you got headshotted. That just happens. That's unfortunately the case.
Yeah.
Are you stacked with sticks here? I feel like that was your other support in the last game too, or maybe I'm just.
I was playing with the support and the Ashe.
Got it. Okay.
I was playing with those two.
Got it. Okay, you are hitting that wall.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You got your timing wrong.
Attackers
Yeah.
incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay. Sure. Oh boy, a little scared. Okay. Close angle, adjust the orb. Okay, so the Junkrat needed the orb more than your BAP does right now. Good. Oh boy, why do you think you can do this?
I don't know. My Ryan isn't really in front of the choke yet, and I'm getting shot at. So.
Yeah, like I don't know why you think you could. Oh, that's a helix rocket. I better dodge right. Why am I going left? Why am I going left? This is your cover. This building right here. Okay. Okay. If I'm moving for this sort of cheeky, sneaky, off-angle shot with Zen, this could be powerful, right? Like, aha, they won't be paying attention to me. They'll be paying attention to my team over here. Why am I opening this angle? How do I want to put this? When you first open a fresh angle, you sort of get a first shot advantage, where your first shot from a fresh angle is unexpected. They're not really ready for it. You can think of it as more powerful, like fresh angle advantage. Cool. When I show up on a fresh angle, especially an angle that maybe took a little bit of a risk for me to take, especially as Zen, I want to have charged some power. I want to have stored some power while I was rotating. So I don't want to be doing this like, let me just jump and bounce my hands around like this. I wanted to charge up a right click and have a good 4 or 5 orbs to dump if I'm going to take the small risk, but risk of sort of peeking this new fresh angle that doesn't have my Reinhardt protecting it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Darkness falls.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? How's that cover looking? How's that cover
Oh,
looking?
it's amazing. You
Oh,
know.
nice, nice. Okay. Were you just trying to leave that on the mech so that your team could deal with it? No, you're dealing with the mech too. Okay, fine. Cool. Reloading in the open. Worried about the Sombra, okay. That is a long time for this angle to be open. So, here you are. You have 1 orb, you have 2 orb. I mean, you've got 4 orbs. But that's just a long time for you to be in the open to fire those. Like, you're charging, like, aim faster. I know, that's not good advice, but, like, just aim faster, man. So what we're looking at here is, okay, take the shot. Like, you can charge the 5th orb, but now take the shot. Like, it's okay, there he is. Take your shot. If you miss it, no big deal. You definitely don't need to be waving back and forth like this. So let's go like this. We'll slow this down. You send your orbs. You drag a little to the right, which I like, because that's where he's going. And now you're, like, deciding, oh, he's going to go back, and you're late with your drift back. It's not my favorite in terms of predicting his movement, but I'll deal. Okay. My bigger issue, you do then go close the angle. Sure. Okay.
Let them up.
Frontlining Zen, a perfect thing to see.
What's that?
Me going to frontline in like half a second.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's gonna bother me. What's bothering me at this moment, though, is that your BAP is just chilling at 40% health, and you're like, no, Hog needs this orb. Takes you 0 effort to move this orb.
The full health Hog.
I mean, he's not full health. He's probably missing 80, 100 health. You can help him out, but I think this BAP wants it more than the Hog does right now. Just a touch. And you don't have to move your crosshair at all to heal this BAP. Okay. There we go. Sure. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Sure. This happens, and we shoot at Hog as we back up, right? As we back up? As we what? No, we could still shoot Hog just, we could still do what we need to do to enforce our Reinhardt just fine from here. We definitely don't need to be here as like, oh look, we're almost the only thing that the Mercy boosted soldier can shoot at right now. That's not great. Okay, and what are you going to be using your Transcendence for?
for the. Oh wait, but did they just switch to Sigma? Yeah.
Okay. They just
I
swapped
guess
to
right
Sigma.
now there's nothing in specific, or at least previously there's nothing specifically, but now I would be saving it for Sigma's ult, even though he won't have it for a minute.
Okay, I don't know that I want to save it that long. I might want to force a fight win
Mhm.
with it, but I'd have to do that like immediately if that's what I was doing, so that he doesn't beat me back to ult. But okay. I think I see something else though that I might be a little more worried about.
Maybe Visor
Yeah,
or Hog's ult.
yeah. So really, what you actually start getting into is sure would be nice to be able to race car in with a Transcendence to protect our team from an EMP if we're worried that they have that. We're getting a little higher level
Mhm.
when we start thinking about that. But can you position yourself in such a way where your team can protect you if she tries to come after you solo, but also you're close enough to protect them with Transcendence if you get EMP'd? You start thinking about that. So if you're
Okay.
worried here, where could you position or how could you position to maybe be able to solve EMP for your team? Because that's
I
good.
could.
Go ahead.
I could be. Sorry, I interrupted you. I interrupted you right there. But I could either be positioned back at hotel, not like all the way back to point, but just around that corner a tiny bit, because that way
Okay.
I can still help the Rhine.
Yeah.
Maybe at the statue, I could be behind that instead.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to, I could be back by the car, and I think I could still be able to kind of help my team out.
Sure. Sure.
But I
And
think those are the 3 spots I see.
yeah, so you could play a little more car. You could play a little more on this and be like, nope, I can try to line of sight as long as I'm playing tight on cover the whole time. I can contribute to the choke. I can close on this. Or maybe you can do this sort of thing. Again, very tight on it so that you can close the angle if she tries to EMP here or tries to EMP here type thing. Because you do get a small window of reaction time. It's small, but it does exist. Yeah, those would be options. Those would all be options. It is true. Just something to think about. If you're not just going to go forget it, I'll just force a fight win as a brawl with Transcendence, which is your other thing because you're not getting you haven't gotten Transcendence value yet, and we don't want to hold it for next round if there is something we can get out of it.
I think I end up holding it until one of the next 2 fights.
Okay, that could. So this
And
happens.
then it's mainly like a panic, I think,
Sure.
that I end up using it.
Sure. Should we have ever been here? Ever? Like through the
No,
choke
not at all. I'm
unless our
the
Reinhardt?
first person they see.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. There you go.
I welcome adversity. My sister.
Perfect. This is fine. Hold up. What just happened right now that makes this interesting?
Hog gets hooked. He's being ulted by Mora.
And they have a Valk
and-
going.
Yeah.
Sounds legit to me. I'll answer that with Transcendence. Like, my Hog just got hooked. He's not going to get one shot, but he's about to be in a bad spot. They have 2 support ults
Ryan
going.
is also charging in.
Right.
Which is
This
scary.
seems like trans. So trans is going to happen before anything else goes wrong, right? Before we lose our Hog? Before we lose our Hog? Before we... No, you're just going to take their Hog back. Okay.
Neither joy nor
And now you just
remorse
trans.
amidst so much
What?
death.
Excuse me? You were gifted! Like, oh my goodness.
Experience
There
tranquility.
we go.
This is so late. This is so
10
late.
minutes too late.
Do you hear that, Sombra? As you're frontlining? This is wild that you're like, no, I can peek these guys. Like your front line is back
Yeah, let me
here.
peek the 700 HP Sigma really quick.
I
That
mean,
also has a Mercy. I can win that fight.
Even if you didn't know it was exactly these guys here, it's like the enemy team is going to be gathered here, and you're like, let me go for this, and I'm like, is your Reinhardt pushing through here right now? If your Reinhardt is pushing through here right now, this might make sense, but that is your Reinhardt is like, wait, what? Wait, what are you doing, Zed? Okay. Okay. Remember that part where I mentioned you just out mechanic some people? Yeah, yeah.
Adversity is an opportunity.
Going for this, I'll live. Fine. But before you do anything else, your Discord orb is going out. Like, you can send out this 5 orb. You can Discord while these orbs are traveling. Discord, the hog, the hog, the hog, the hog, the hog, the hog. That's like 3 orbs later, you Discord.
Okay.
Darkness falls.
Oh yeah? You've decided you want your old spot back? You want to go right here while your Reinhardt's still here again? I see your ways.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay. And again, this is not me saying that this is always a bad spot. I was perfectly fine when you did a peek from here if you'd had a right-click charge, at the beginning. It's just your Reinhardt wasn't back here or here. He was here or here. This is just being aware of how it works. They're going to do this. Your team should control this. They're going to do this. You keep an eye on it. You just do.
And then even that was like a late reaction.
Yep.
Like he got 3 shots off before I finally turned to look at him.
Which is 1 more than he should have needed to eliminate you. But yes, yes. Okay, we can throw a Oh, you just don't like your Reinhardt at all. I see how it is.
I'm pretty sure I looked at him, saw his health, and was like, my 30 per second isn't going to be enough.
It's not. That's fair. The only chance you had was eliminating the Sigma. That said, you were never going to have time to charge up and then shoot at the Sigma. This was left-click central if we were up to anything.
And then I think right here during this little area, I was debating if it was worth it for me to be on site. And then I don't remember if I die or fall back.
Okay. So, we can cheat and say, hey, this looks pretty over to me. Like, I look at this, and this looks pretty over based on the balance of bonds. So you getting out is probably better so that you guys can get a close hold here because it's a stronger hold than the one that you'll get back here. But my bigger issue right now, maybe not my bigger issue, my as equal issue is how often do you shoot down? What level is this? Is this plat, gold? Remind me.
This is mid-plat.
Okay. Sometimes Valks get shot down in mid-plat. Okay. So if
Not very often.
Right. If this Mercy gets shut down, it's either going to be with a hit scan ult that your team doesn't have. But in this situation, if this Mercy gets shot down, it's going to be with a hook, right? You're probably not going to shoot down a Valking Mercy by yourself. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if Hog hooks Mercy, you can reactively Discord Mercy. Boom. You did what you needed to. If Hog doesn't hook Mercy, Mercy isn't going to get eliminated. But you guys can potentially take down Sigma or BAP through 60 health per second. That you can outdamage. So, let's put our Discord on the Sigma or BAP here and actually try to do damage there rather than this. Okay. No, we half adjusted. Okay, fine. There's a shift anyway. We've baited our Ashe into wasting their ult. We've given up our close hold, and now we're on Ana.
Lost. Stop the payload. I've seen worse.
Good.
I'm going.
Unfortunate. Oh, interesting drop.
Oh, I've noticed one problem I have. I fall off ledges constantly.
Okay, okay.
Like,
Worse.
it
You're
is
going to live.
because there's so many times where I'll be playing a game and then I'll just fall off. I need to remember where ledges are.
You do. You do. That's just part of map knowledge you have to know. Like, this happens. Totally understand what you're going for. They threw a barrier. He messes up and throws it too close. You have all the space in the world to walk through this and not fall off. You are golden. Don't move. No, no, stop
Bada
moving.
bing,
Stop.
bada boom.
I'm under attack. Much better.
Rain from above.
Okay.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
Bye, Ash. Sure. Where you gonna play from? Sure. This is fine-ish.
Oh, there's a bad moment coming up.
Okay, okay. So far, I like what I see here. You found yourself a position that you sort of have cover. Again, you know, I'd be fine with you tucking a little harder on your cover, but this is an improvement over what I'm used to seeing.
Get healed.
Sure.
You're powered up.
Ooh,
Get in there.
okay. So we go for this.
Get healed.
He's not really close to anyone. Like, I get it. Ah, he shattered. Hopefully he hit someone. He's not really close to anyone when you hit this nano, but okay. Okay. Okay, lamp saves him. Okay, we're just gonna send you only live one sleep dart in there? No, we're not.
Watching your back.
Do you hear it? Did you hear it on your left? You still have sleep. Okay. Good. Sure. Is that for BAP?
I think that was
Mercy?
for Mercy.
Okay.
It was just a shot in the dark. Hopefully
Okay.
it'll land.
Okay. Sure.
Somebody get me some healing.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Please don't stay here. I mean, you know we got hooked. You don't necessarily know that the hog's gonna walk on him, but okay. That's the barrier.
Yeah.
Smoke 'em out of there.
I will keep you healed.
Wait, you're not gonna look? Do you know where the Sigma is? Excuse me, it's not a Sigma. Do you? Ugh,
I will
words are
keep
hard.
you healed.
Okay, so there we go.
Get into position.
You can do this. I don't love it. Where do you expect this fight is going to take place?
They're probably gonna push the cart a little bit further, and then it's gonna happen basically right in front of my team, or where the cart is right now.
Okay. Okay. So if it's going to happen basically where your team is, or basically right in front of your team, is this where you want to be?
I wanna preferably fall back to the not like the room that the mini is, but like that corner.
Yep.
Maybe the box behind that corner, or even like back by spawn doors.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. And if you want to instead play this hyper aggressive, you'd go through here and look for a nade or something to drop. But we're probably not going to do that during the window. Instead, this is going to happen. I have zero desire to be here as they're rounding this corner. Sure. Still shouldn't be here. You go for
This nade, I threw it to go hopefully under the barrier, and then the barrier ended up just getting taken away.
Right, and I'm just floored that you got the nade
This
under
will
the
help.
truck and got the hog off of it. Like, I am floored by the fact that you... all the things went right for that nade to hit, as opposed to just going, let me just step through here and nade your backline. Like, probably going to go for that one instead. So, with Ana, we're really generally thinking, okay, I'll contribute down the main sight line. The main sight line is great for healing, for, maybe getting some damage shots, but then when we really want our offensive potential, when we really want to dump our abilities, usually it's let me slip through here, drop a sleep, drop a nade, that sort of thing. But okay.
You're covered.
That happens. Happens especially when you're so close to the fight that you don't have a little more vision, warning of what's going on. Oh yeah? Are you part of the Overwatch League?
Oh yeah. And,
Nice,
nice. As you can tell from my pro gameplay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I need healing.
There we go.
Watching your back.
My ultimate ability is charging.
You do a little bit of
Watching
this.
your back.
It's not the end of the world on Ana. Hoppity, 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 hoppity. You're relatively safe in here, but every single one of these hops, think about if I'm a Zarya and I'm trying to hit shots on you and my aim isn't great. It's really easy for me to trace you on the way down because you really can't control where you move from here, can you?
No, I can't.
So
Air
there we go.
control when you're jumping is kinda non-existent.
Right, you're not Lucio. The only reason you get a little bit of a pass with Ana is because you maintain your speed while jumping like this, and if you're going for scoped shots, just in the air, scoping in the air, firing a shot, and then unscoping all before you land, you still maintain your speed for travel distance. That's why Ana gets a tiny bit of a pass. If I saw you doing any of that, we might not be having this conversation, but...
60 seconds.
No, you actually did go for one right there, as I say it.
Activating the barrier.
Sort of.
60 seconds.
As I land.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I have your back. Thank you.
I need healing. Allow me to repair the damage.
Okay. So, I can deal with this. I can deal with where you're playing from. I have no problems. How do you feel about your team? Like, do you feel... Well, okay, your recruit just got rolled, so you won't push up more aggressive to get abilities off. That's fine. If you were doing a little better over here, you could work up to here, because if you work up to here, you can then work your way up to here and drop a nade in, drop a sleep in, drop a sleep in, fall back heal, fall back more heal. But, you know what? Your McCree lost, so we will just accept that that's not our space. That is a hopeful sleep dart.
Much better. Just a scratch.
So you go for this hopeful sleep dart, sure.
Much better. Just a scratch.
I'd really probably prefer to have my abilities to break the regression right now, but okay. Okay.
They're almost out of time. We'll stop them here and now. They're almost out of time.
Yeah, you don't
We'll
have it
stop
at the
them
time.
here
Okay.
and now. Go on now. Get in there.
This gunslinger's loaded.
Mother knows best.
Right idea.
Will only hurt for a bit. 10 seconds for victory.
Except, like,
will only-
this is good in the sense that we go for this, you
Mother
go for
knows
this.
I have your back.
Who's winning
when I
this fight
jump
right now?
back into the open.
You do.
Right
you do.
now, we're kind of taking it back, but we still have people coming from spawn.
Right. This could still go either way, but the advantage favors you even if it's just over the spawn differential at this point, right?
Oh
So-
yeah, we also have Nano McCree.
You do have a
And
Nano
so-
McCree on the board. You do have a Nano McCree on the board. Your Anna's also 54 health.
I can
And
probably.
she's going to go for
use
the
that.
offensive
This
nade.
will
And
only
you know
hurt
what?
for
I love the offensive nade. I respect it. I love it. I don't know that I love it enough to go offensive nade, and now I'm gonna drop in here and fight here too. Like, you know, that is that's probably a. It's not even a one or the other. It's a don't do that thing. Like, you could nade yourself and then continue playing. You could go, nope, it's worth it. I'm gonna nade the enemy team, and maybe I'm gonna get, then turn and try to heal my McCree, and then I'm gonna back up a bit. You could, like, either one of those, but like, I just can't justify this. Okay.
10 seconds.
I mean, I get what you want. You want to hit the nade, and then you want to finish the Zed, but good sleep. Okay. Let's see, like, first point the other direction here.
Ready.
Double.
You should.
Okay, so you've got yourself a Mercy support duo, and then a Hog Sigma. Okay.
Defend objective A. I will get us home safe. Get back in.
My barrier is destroyed.
Sure.
Enemy turret destroyed. Enemy turret destroyed.
So
There's
that's
no one.
Yeah. I'm not really seeing you rotate into good offensive positions to hit abilities in general, I would say. I'd say most of your offensive ability attempts, they don't look this bad where there's absolutely no one there, but they're like pure, let me just contribute this and hope it helps. And sometimes you'll get value out of those, don't get me wrong, but if we want to increase the amount of value that we're going to get out of these, it becomes my team is pressing here, let me sneak through here, drop a nade, and then go back to here. My team is pushing here, let me sneak through here, send to sleep, go back to here. And we're really not seeing much of that from you.
Okay.
Amazingly.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Amazingly, your nade got someone. Okay.
Barrier.
The objective is mine.
Sure, we can do this.
This will only hurt for a minute.
Okay. Even as we're getting him, we can be thinking about adjusting ourselves. Right now, you're potentially open to 2 lanes of traffic. There's this lane of traffic, which fortunately he's blocking. But if your Hog loses this, and your Hog is clearly fighting something, you're going to be open to this lane of traffic too, right?
Yeah.
So let's close it so that, we're only dealing with the Hog that we're healing. Or let's close it so that we at least have the option of, even if we go right back to healing this fight, to doing stuff in this fight, we at least have the option to close the lane on this fight, even if it's just to simplify things when the Torb starts attacking us. Yeah, you're just totally in the open.
You're going
Oh
to
boy,
be okay.
oh boy. Both of your tanks are over here, and you're over here. Like, again, if you're over here, it's not perfect, but it's so much better than what you're in right now.
Enemy turret ahead. Verstanden.
Help me.
Let it be. Okay, you're gonna have to self-nade. Nope, Mercy's got you. Now, we didn't want to self-nade, so be it. I don't really want to go this way. Your front line, whatever. Your front line's fine. Okay, you're gonna leave? No. Okay, so this is basically exactly what I'm talking about. Where here you are, and you go like this. How much attention do you think there is over here right now?
A lot.
Great, great. So there's attention over there. How much attention do you think there is over here now?
Now there's basically none. Everyone's turned towards the Sigma again.
So if you walk over here, the sleep is free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, there's the Sigma.
I learned a lucky sleep.
Oh, the Sigma. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You have people walk into your nades, walk into your sleeps. Okay, okay.
It was a lucky game. I had the heavens help me out with the nade under the cart, you know.
It was...
Activating the barrier.
Okay, this could be rough. Sure. I get it. You really don't have to. Like, I get that you're scared, you're on fire, whatever. You've closed the angle. Mercy's getting you. You really don't have to do this, but okay. How's your Genji? Not even close. Not even close. Yeah. Okay.
It's quiet.
Sure.
Go. I could be healed. My ultimate is ready. Enhanced. This will.
Sure. Interesting. Okay.
I will keep you healed.
I'm taking the point.
You hit this. You know she's healing you. I don't know. Were you trying to hit Mercy with that to heal yourself, or were you trying to hit Sigma with that?
I think I was trying to hit Sigma.
Okay. Okay. You just feel he's in that much of a fight. I probably don't feel a ton of need for this. Sigma's at 3/4 health, but okay.
I will keep you healed.
Enemy turret eliminated.
I require heat.
You can't stay here. Okay.
You're going to live. Nano boost is ready to deploy. Excellent. You're going to live.
That Genji's fine. They have a Mercy attached to them. You hit them with a shot already. I promise they're fine. What is this? You.
I
Nano
couldn't
boost
tell
is
you what
ready
that
to
was.
deploy.
Okay.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay. It sure would be nice.
Nano boost is ready to deploy.
Is your Genji going to need any more help
As of right now, no.
after this nano? Is your Sigma likely to need help?
Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
I think there's going to be a Nano Blade and Genji coming in here, and these guys are going to be panicked and focusing hard on the Genji.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, if you wanted to use that nade that you totally still have, looking to step through here and support your hog with it, support this push with it. Obviously, if this barrier is here, you're just out of luck. But, you know, this barrier being here, it's not a particularly likely thing right now. And you just go, up, let me just prop this through here. And now it's easy, and now the Nano Blade is going to be even more successful. Because that's sort of the thing. Like, they're not going to come after you very hard during the Nano Blade. They're probably not going to be able to focus on your Sigma very hard during the Nano Blade. They're paying a little attention to the hog right now, but that probably can't last. Let's sort of see how this plays out. Oh look, Sigma's paying attention to the Genji. The barrier got recalled. No one's paying attention to the hog. Is anyone paying attention to your Sigma? No, not really. Huh. So, sure would have been interesting to walk through here and just be like, have a nade, guys. But okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm on Ahlan.
We're going to go over a touch, but that's fine because I want to see if your offensive
And then if
contribution
this is the
continues.
fight I'm thinking of, you have like 30 seconds to skip.
Okay.
I get stuck on the payload for a hot minute. I guess not stuck, but I'm pushing it for a while.
Sure.
Securing the payload. You're going to be okay.
So again, I have no issue
You're going to be okay.
with sending a sleep card into this situation. But we're going to go further. Okay. This is over. You just retreat.
Fire. Keep out of my way.
I don't really need to walk forward for that.
You're covered.
Sure. No. He's purple.
Yeah, that was bad sleep, bad nade. Good
Yeah.
sleep idea, but a shield was in the way.
Yeah.
Heal up.
Yeah.
Take your
Okay.
medicine.
Great. Okay.
You're covered. You're covered.
Sure.
Focus with me.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay. Fine. I'll deal. We're not gonna get what I'm looking for. Okay. That's fine.
Payload has reached the
Oh,
checkpoint.
we have 2 minutes left now. Now we're just gonna finish it.
Escorting the payload.
The battle continues.
Hopeful, to say the least. The ground might be your answer. I don't know why you would be nading the ground right now, because this is way early to be nading the ground, right? If you
Yeah.
really want to break it, hey, you break it on this, you might heal yourself, type thing.
Okay.
So look for things in the sky if you have to, but honestly, at this point, I'm not nading yet. I'm waiting to get slammed in the ground to nade.
And yeah, it broke before I got to the ground.
Yep.
Duplicating Ash.
Sure. Now you're just pushing carts.
Okay, so I have a quick question.
Shoot.
With situations like this fight where the enemy team is fairly close, would you prefer it that I'm playing still back around that corner where I can see my team?
Yeah. So
Or
it-
would you prefer me being on cart?
No. At this point, you're done with cart. The front line has taken over the cart. You see, you've delivered
Okay.
this cart to the front line, and now you're like, no, I'm good back here, or I'm good back here, where I can weave in some offensive nades through here and heal from here, that sort of thing. That's very much what you do. If the cart was still back here and your team was up here, no problem. You're pushing the cart. But once it gets close like this, it's like, nope, it's your turn, guys.
Okay.
As
And I
much
think that also happens earlier, is there's a moment when Hog comes and starts pushing, and then I just stuck with him while getting shot.
Sure. Okay.
Hello. Hello there.
Barrier's about to break.
Okay. Sure. That was always going to happen, is the qualm.
Barrier's about to break.
I don't necessarily mind it. The nade. Yeah, we
I
need
see
to
that.
force it so that he actually wraiths now so that you don't lose your echo. Okay. The balance that you have there is his wraith was going to get forced in like an instant anyways, and we would have liked to save our nade, but okay. Sure.
نام.
Okay.
ده هيكون مؤلم. I will keep you here.
Lifting off.
Oh, we're jumping again?
This will only hurt for a minute. Lights out. My ultimate
Just
is
move
already
right,
charged.
move right.
Get in there. ده هيفيدك.
You're going to go for that.
ده هيفيدك.
It's messy, but you're going for that. Hits lots of people fine.
Payload.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know what that was going for. I think it was going for Sigma, but he wasn't even like fully picked up yet. So I should have at least waited for him to stabilize before throwing it if I were going for that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's generally not what we'd have gone for. That's a tough hit. That's really just going to be a fine. We'll tap him with shots
I
thing.
think Mercy is rezzing right now, so it would have been much better to go for her. She can't move
Yep.
very much during that. So yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Dynamite.
And then that.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay. Didn't get exactly what I was hoping to find here to sort of show you. King's Row can be a little limiting as a map for it, but I can see it in your gameplay, so we'll talk about it. The first thing is still going to be the most important thing, and it applies more to your Zen than your Ana, but it does apply to both of them, of get your butt out of the open. Like, get your butt out of the open, do get tighter on your cover. That is a vulnerability that you have. And then we're also going to go a little bit more for the, hey, distance is still your friend. Like, distance is your friend, distance is your friend. Once you've got the payload up, you can back off. Distance is your friend in terms of your Zen. Distance is something that we like. That said, the maneuver that you go for on your Zen a couple times over here of let me go over here and send my right click, I'm okay with that on Zen, but I want to see that on Ana. Like, I want to see that on Ana, because right now your Ana value is like, I am just going to hit a bunch of shots and keep providing value into the fight like that, and let me get some nades into the fight that are okay, and let me get some pretty good sleeps, and I'll be okay, and it's going to work, and that's my value in the fight. And that's good. That, like, provides a nice stable base for your team to work off of, but you're going to find, and I'm sure you found, it just didn't happen in either of these games, the games where your team just can't make anything happen. They're just not making good pushes happen, and you feel you're just stymied on first or stymied on second for like 3 or 4 minutes. And that wasn't this game. And it's fortunate that that wasn't this game. Or the fights where if you don't trans or you don't nano, your team just gets blown up. And one of Ana's solution to her team just not being able to initiate strongly is you hit the nanos, and hey, the nanos work, enhance initiation, and that's pretty good. But the other thing is your nades, you hit good sleeps in traffic, you hit pretty good nades while the fight is going on from your standard spot, but it really is going to be, hey, look for the ways to open the fight up a bit more with the, I'll say, earlier nade with the like, yes, this fight is happening, and before my team has spent all their value while my team is fighting here, let me step around and go here. Let me step around and go here, rather than just I'm fighting, and late into the fight, I'll use the nade. Or even early into the fight, I'll use the nade, and it doesn't get much whatever sort of thing. We want to look for these nades, these sleeps that are a little more powerful, a little higher probability, that really open your team up to push harder, to push faster. And it's not just for pushing, it can be defending too. If your team is just bad, they're just going to come through and get rolled here if you don't find ways to win the fight for them first, which is off angles with your nade and sleep there. And I'm hesitant to go too hard into that right now, because really the bigger thing is your positioning. And like, on one hand, I'm telling you, play further away, and I am telling you play further away, play further away from the fight, but then sneak up on the angles to deliver your charged right click, to deliver your nade, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking for. Like, our defensive position might be back here, we have distance, or back here, we have distance, and then our offensive position isn't like I'm up here and my team is back here necessarily, though it could be. It's, hey, my team is like here, and let me deliver a right click and then leave, deliver a nade and then leave, and go back to my defensive position type thing. We deliver as Zen and Ana, like offensive bursts from slightly more dangerous spots in bursts, and then we leave. Okay. Do you have questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to get into here?
I think that's what is your opinion on Ana and Zen?
They're both super fun heroes.
What's your opinion on Ana and Zen together when you're facing dive, or
sure,
I mean when your team has dive tanks
or
brawl?
It used to make sense to play Ana and Zen together as a super greedy backline, when you would go, hey, we are supporting, maybe we're supporting whatever, it's not so interesting what you're supporting. Let me rephrase that. Zen and Ana together used to make sense, specifically when you were supporting a dive team, and you had something like, hey, we're on defense, and we have high ground that is tough for the opponents to rotate onto, tough for the opponents to get to us because of the defensive geometry of the map. So we're going to take a greedy backline. Or you could swap into Zen Ana when you saw the opponents hadn't elected for anything, any flankers, anything that could punish your back line, and you were like, and you don't need a Lucio to speed you around. It used to make sense as a greedy composition that you only blind picked if you had really good map geometry, like Volskaya First has really good, tough to rotate onto map geometry, where you go,
Yeah.
hey, this makes sense. It really stopped making sense once BAP got into the game because Zen BAP does that mostly better. Now, Zen BAP is another
Okay.
greedy support line. Then it supports poke, I suppose, better than dive. But what you run into there is they put out better damage pressure, become harder to rotate into, and BAP is really better at peeling for himself and Zen than Ana is, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it had a place. I think its place at this point in Overwatch history is mostly gone from a like absolute min-maxing standpoint. That said, is it fun? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, they're probably the two most fun supports to play, so playing them
Yeah.
together is like, yeah, we'll do this. Yeah.
Because I've started to hit a point in SR where a lot of people will just like insta pick Ana, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get better as Ana. Let me play.
Sure.
And then I think about going Zen, and then most of the time I just go BAP.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. BAP Ana will get played a lot on ladder. It's not right for really anything, but it gets played a lot on ladder. It's also not wrong to play Ana Zen on ladder. Like, the weakness of Ana Zen is going to be, hey, we don't really have the peel. We don't really have the way to keep the opponents away from us.
Okay.
If you have a Brig, that keeps dive away from you. If you have a Lucio, that keeps brawl away from you. But the reality is, yeah, okay, but was the opposing team rotating well in the first place? Was your team taking advantage of a Lucio, of a Mercy, of a Brig? Like, is your Ana good enough to warrant you putting all your value into protecting them? Not all, but much of your value into protecting them. Oh, they're not? Well, okay, this doesn't really work anymore. You get it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any other questions?
I think that's everything.
Then we'll go ahead and call